Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone.
Good morning again.
Okay, we have an agenda here. Is there any additions or changes to the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the agenda. Any discussion on that motion? Okay, let's vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion is carried. The agenda is approved. Minutes of the October 31st meeting. Any additions, corrections, or clarifications? Is there a motion to approve them as presented?
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes of the October 31st meeting.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the October 31st meeting as presented. Any discussion on that motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. First on the agenda is bids for the county farm ground. Courtney handed them to me this morning. Looks like we have about 4 of them. Drum roll. 5 of them. All right. Any guesses ahead of time? All right. Conjecture, and what's that low bid or high bid will be? All right. I'll just read what they are.
360.
31,800 per year. That would be about $300 an acre.
Who was that?
31,000.
$800. That is from Justin A. Huffman.
Did we had it last year?
Second bid is from Jason Houghton for $26,274.
26,274.
Third bid from Joe Tomka.
Who?
Tomka.
Joe Tomka, 33,428.70. Okay.
That's 74 cents.
70.
Next bid is from Eric Hyman, $30,750. That's within $50. And the fifth and final bid is from Chad Canny, $36,600.01. So,
36,000.
600. That's your winner.
And 1 cent.
yeah, no, the winner is $31,800.
No,
Hmm?
it'd be the final.
Or, excuse me,
36.
36, no, the final one. You're right, 36,000, wow.
And wasn't there another one at 33,428?
Okay, I'll read them back in order of. One here. We'll start. Okay, I'll read the numbers again. I'll do them by incremental, lowest to highest. I'll try to do that. Jason Houghton, 26,274. Eric Hyman, 30,750. Justin Huffman, 31,800. Joe Tomka, 33,428.70. Chad Canny, $36,600.01. So Chad and Canny appears to be the high bidder. And
111.
111.
0.68. 112 acres.
About $328.
Need to clarify that. there are 111.6 acres, but there's 98.1 tillable acres and 13.5 acres of permanent pasture. So, I don't know how you want to divide that up, it's meaningless to us, but, you know,
98, what was it, 98.1?
98.1 tillable acres
Yeah,
and 13.5 of permanent pasture.
okay, that's what I thought it was.
It's 111.6 total. Okay.
Where's that located?
The county farm around Mallard View.
Okay, those are the bids. And John has furnished us with a farm lease that we need to fill out with Chad's name on it. Chad is not here today, so we'll have to contact him. He has not left us contact information, but we'll find him, I know where he lives. And I asked Courtney to contact John and get a lease, and he sent us a Iowa State Bar Association standard lease, which is here. And I have looked it over, and it looked good to me. I want to note the last sentence in its additional provisions, and it says grid sample required in the end of lease. So that was one thing this board had requested, so that is in there. Is there any other, that was just a comment I wanted to make, and I thought it was unique that the line was zeroed out and not prorated, but that's the way the lease is. Is there anything else of any of interest that we need to talk about before we have Chad come in and sign
And this
the
we
lease?
advertise as a one-year lease, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what the contract says.
So we'll have to send termination before the end of August.
I do have a note on that. 'Cause
Pardon me?
I wasn't aware of that requirement until he brought it in and then you
Determination
asked me
notice.
about it.
We have to send that out in August.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I made note of it for next year, because
Yeah.
it'll come again quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way it works is by September 1st,
Mhm.
either the tenant
Yeah,
needs
I mean, it's only
to
gonna farm.
terminate us, or we need to terminate the tenant, or automatically renews according to Iowa law.
I
Is
just
that
wanted to
correct?
make sure.
That's how it works.
Yeah, 9%
Okay,
On Chad Canny's, the previous tenant before the last.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe he
I figured
farmed
it,
it
right?
before Justin did.
11,000 an acre.
Okay. What I think we should have here is a motion to approve lease bid with Chad Canny for $33,601. $36,600.01,
I'd make a motion.
subject to signing the lease.
I'll make a motion to that
Should that
effect.
part of it, and approving the lease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and approve the lease.
I'll second that.
Okay, that motion's been made and seconded to authorize. I'll paraphrase that, and you correct me if I'm wrong. Are you gonna authorize the chairperson to sign the lease with Chad for that amount?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
the
fine.
motion, is that clear? Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, very good. All right, is there any discussion on the motion? Just wanna make sure everybody understands it. Motion made and seconded, are okay with that. Okay, no discussion, we'll vote on that. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Pose same sign. Motion carried. Okay. All right. Also, in our packet, Dave's coming in for drains.
Yeah, he's here now.
All right, let's start with him then, since he's here.
Couldn't afford to pay tax. Tax on the income and real estate.
Courtney, do you have Chad's contact information?
I can look if we
Yeah.
have any from previous,
Hmm?
but
So
I'm sure I
next
can
year.
find it.
How do you spell the last name?
K-A-M-N. Candy.
Yep. So it's $100 difference in per acre. From the lowest to the highest.
He's got a good banker.
Dave, we're ready.
And it
We
was
just-
404.
Good timing.
Lucky timing. Was there this morning?
I did.
It's 404
I
last
think
year.
404, pretty sure. Marty thought so too.
Last year was per acre 404.
Okay, we got you for drains, Dave.
It's gonna be a draining morning, yes. Drain 102, drain 103.
That's pretty good.
Marty and I
It's
were
kinda
out on
draining-
that.
Kinda draining Friday.
You should have
too.
seen Marty go for it out there. It was something. He about went swimming.
You did?
Oh,
I didn't have to, so that was good. We fixed 2 spots on that one. We talked about that one last week. The one we talked about was kind of the wrong spot. We found the right spot,
Yeah.
but they both need fixing. One needs fixing worse than the other.
102, 103, is this one by Nielsen's? down
It
there?
is, yeah, and it's all, it would all be in 102.
Okay.
There's a map here, it kind of shows where the 2 are.
Well, you got a pile of them there.
Yeah. I told him. it's a drain.
Everybody's finding out where the holes are at.
You know, like I was telling Dave, we went in there Friday morning to fix that. It's amazing, I went back there Friday night to look at it, see how much it dropped, and it dropped probably 6 inches. You couldn't see the outlets of the tile. And by Friday night, you could see about 6 inches at the top of them.
And that was Reed's canary grass in there, that's what it was?
Silt and Reed's canary grass.
And the silt was just hanging on, it was
It's like
almost
grass
like it was.
floating on the water.
Floating on top of the water. He'd hit it with the excavator and it would just move around and float. It wasn't really dirt
What, the
on the
Reed's
bottom of the
canary grass
channel.
would?
Yeah.
It was just all that dirt was clung to the Reed's canary grass. I've never seen it like that.
See, Reed's canary grass grows by the rhizome and then by seed. Spreads through.
That's
Yeah, I got
2 different
some.
sections.
Wish I didn't have.
Richland 6, I think.
So it gets to be kind of like a floating island.
Pardon?
Floating island.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen that before.
almost like a lily pad.
Yeah. There's a lot of silt in that thing though.
Oh golly, just a terrible amount. I'll keep going here.
Please.
Drain 54, we talked about last week, you kind of just sent me off, I didn't really know. I knew that there was one in one section, when I was out there with the adjoining landowner, he found another one, so there's 2 holes, and Leroy and Sons are gonna fix them both. It's right by where they were doing waterway work on both of them, they're right there. I think it'll be just too terribly expensive. Get that, I think that's section 26 is
Yeah,
what
that's
that's
a
in.
gas line, isn't it?
Is that all
That
in section
gas line
26 then, Dave?
26 Richland.
I think the gas line runs like this.
Oh, okay, it goes
Or,
the other way.
you know what, maybe, no, it does go this way.
That tile line actually wasn't where it was shown on the map. In the red is where the map shows it, which is extremely unusual. They're almost always quite precise. But they dug up holes and found the main. They just took an old GPS and spotted them in with that yellow line on there.
Oh,
So
the yellow
that's-
line is actually the tile
The
line?
yellow line is actually where the tile is.
Okay.
Uh,
So the jog through that acreage is quite a bit different.
Yeah, the Tyler, Leroy and Son was quite surprised, you know, with all their experience. Usually they have really good luck using the maps, and so I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
The next one is kind of a new one. It's in section 10 grant, drain 74. Lyle Hine was in the office to report a broken tile, holes marked with 2 red flags. That's circled, and let's see, I think it's in section 10 of grant. There's 2 copies of this one floating there. And the last one I had is up in section 82, or drain 82 in section 10 of Neast. Clyde Newmeyer called in and reported, I think it was Clyde. And anyway, it's on Clyde's ground. A hole at the outlet of that, where it outlets in Storm Creek. They're doing some work there, tiling it. And a Tyler, I'm not even sure what the Tyler's name was. He was from Sac County. He was gonna fix it and send us a bill. Should be down there.
It was down there.
Couple, 3 miles east of Breda.
Yeah, you got a Tyler in there right now.
Yeah, I didn't recognize that, and I don't remember his name. It is somebody from Sac County, but they're,
Mauer,
that could have been.
Marty Mauer, he works in Sac County.
We'll know when we get the bill. That's
I hear
it.
drain 101, but.
Drain 102.
102.
That was that first one we talked about, yeah. it,
Okay.
103 are kind of together, but 102 was really, and it was section 1 and section 3 that we worked on. We could make that more complicated.
Oh, of drain 102.
Of drain 102, yeah.
I think I asked that the last time we talked
Did,
about it.
yeah, well, I'll get it.
Okay, Dave has reported on 4 drains, drain 102, 54, 74, and 82. Last meeting, we previously approved repair on drain 54 in section 26, but I don't think we've approved any of those others, have we?
Didn't we do something with
I
102?
thought we did something with 102.
Had we approved that as well?
Yeah, we kind of had the.
To investigate, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got investigated,
yeah. It's probably just amend it today to approve them,
okay.
the additional.
Well, obviously, drain 54 was approved last week, but if we
Right.
approve them all this week, it'd be,
You'd be covered.
one would be double approved, but that's not a problem.
I'd make a motion to that effect to approve the 5 drains, so covered.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the repair of the drains we just visited about. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, then we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign?
I will abstain on that 54 again.
Did you bring a map of that 103 that I talked to you about Friday?
What township was that 102 in?
That's in.
Section 6 of Richland, wasn't it?
6 of Richland, 1 of Pleasant Valley.
If not, I'll stop out this afternoon and grab it.
I made that map, but I took it out of my folder.
I'll stop out this afternoon and grab it.
Okay,
If you're not around, just give it to Becky.
okay. I got a couple quotes on belly dump trailers. I didn't have that on the agenda. Just thought I'd pass them around, show them to you. They're, I don't know how to explain this stuff. The first one, Boyer Ridge. In Early, they are kind of the inventor of the belly dump configuration that Iowa Trailer Manufacturer, ITM, has taken and ran with. Boyer Ridge kind of throttled down, quit making them. I think they used to be Trailblazer is what they would be, and now they're reopening as Boyer Ridge. Iowa Trailer Manufacturing, ITM, as a former employee of Trailblazer, doing work up in Storm Lake. And they're, got the second quote. They're the higher quote, the Iowa Trailer Manufacturing. I would say their piece of equipment is more refined. They powder coat it. The finish, Boyer paints it. There's $5,000 difference in price. We looked at both trailers, both manufacturing facilities. The Iowa Trailer Manufacturing one is definitely a nicer constructed unit. The welds, the finish and all, though as far as hauling gravel, they're basically both the same. Got the same components, axles, brakes, and wheel drums and whatnot. Anyway, I'm just showing them, I'll bring it back next week. Got some culverts done last week. You were out on that one, weren't you?
Man, you land a jet plane now.
Really? That's 747 or?
Even a 47. No, it's nice.
And I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go have a look at it.
I think the only thing they got left here is they're gonna do some work on that one field drive, the culvert got covered, and then I think they gotta replace the side forbearance.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I think they're gonna do an extension off the tile they found, the outlet.
I'm glad you were there.
Yeah, man, you talk about putting something together. I got there at 9:30 and they had half that tube put together already for that
Unbelievable.
barrel.
They went up north to the two up north, and I think they tore the bridges out, and I think they're gonna be putting them in, so that'll be the last two of of the 5. Peterson got their 2 done, the 2 federal aid projects, and Midwest is working on their 3.
You remember what Midwest, what those, like that one down there was, the cost on that one?
I can't, maybe 140, somewhere in
it
that
that
neck of
much?
the woods, yeah. It was 380 for the 3 of them.
Okay, it's higher than I thought it was then. Because one guy was asking.
They got that deck coat on the one over south of Glidden?
They did,
How's that
yeah.
coming?
That's coming okay. We're doing some dirt work on it so they can get up on the deck with the ready mix trucks when they pour the rail. Here later this week, we're gonna try and get one end of it done. And that's working out. The weather's been extremely cooperative.
This week looks good yet?
Yeah, and so we're gonna have a whopper of a bill day with all these construction projects coming due.
That's why we did a transfer of funds last meeting.
Thank goodness.
On these 2 trucks, the Allen trailer manufacturing one, were several options, and also the first one by Boyer, there was a $700 option for the infinite gate control.
Mhm.
Which of any of those options would you consider?
None of those options would be considered. Boyer, I wrote the spec around kind of both of them, but I asked for powder coating for paint. They're actually using, I'm not sure what Von Bauer's business is called over at Paint now, but they actually take the stripped down version of the trailer with no axles, load it up on a trailer, take it over there, have it shot blasted and powder coated. Iowa Trailer Manufacturing does, and it's about an $1,800 upcharge over straight paint. Our old one that we had about midway in its life, we wound up sandblasting and painting it. I'm sure the powder coating's a better deal for finish, for lasting longer. Whether we would have to pour another paint job into both of them, I could assume that the one we might, but the other one not. Whether it's worth the differential in price or not, I don't know. I'd like to say I did, but it's what
But basically you're saying it'd be an educated guess at this point.
it would be, yeah.
You won't be able to paint it for that in 15 years.
No, the difference in price, no. To paint a dump body was almost $3,000, and if the powder coating had happened to last and keep it in pretty good shape for that amount of time, it would be worth the upcharge. And
I forgot to look, is it steel or aluminum?
it's steel, it's got some aluminum fenders on it, though. It's kind of interesting. Like everything else, it's not just black and white. We could go with the low bid, but the higher bid, there's a reason it is higher. Our neighbors have been buying them. I know Greene County's bought them, Storm Lake's bought it, Lucas County, I'm not sure how many counties have bought this ITM and how they went about it. And checking with one private trucker, he's got both of these, and he likes the ITM the best. But he said that the Boyer manufacturing would be his number 2 pick if he would do it, but he's trying to upgrade.
Is there an option to powder coat it at Boyer?
We tried that, but they're not set up for it, and I don't think that paint manufacturing or whatever it's called has the ability to do that much more powder coating. I think ITM sells maybe 50, 60 a year, and I think Boyer Ridge is just getting back into the business. They were in it once, kind of left it, and then they came back. I know 15 years ago that would have been our choice. That's what we wanted at the time, and we wound up getting a Dakota.
And these are belly dumps, right?
They're belly dumps. Yeah.
I was going to say Jet makes them too, but they're all side
They're
dumps.
side dumps.
Yeah.
They're dumping gravel on the roads right away, and better.
Mhm.
I didn't look at them long enough, much difference in the trucks.
No, the components are the wheels, the hubs, the drums. We're gonna supply the tires because we can buy them cheaper and don't have to pay FET on them. So we're gonna do that. The brakes, they're even using the same lighting package and sealed wiring loom. There's a little bit of difference in the size of the hopper and the gate. One's got an 11.6 hopper, or gate, I should say, Boyer does. Or ITM's got a 12-foot wide gate, which probably would be a little more of an advantage. I think ITM might have a little lower profile for the same cubic yards, which would be better for loading it, you know. All in all, I think the only thing that you would have to hang your hat on as far as the cost differential for buying the more expensive one would be the paint. And that's, I couldn't say with any positivity that, you know, that powder coat's gonna last 15 years. I know paint doesn't on gravel roads.
Would they weigh relatively the same?
They're roughly both in that 14.5, 14.6 range. So that, and they both have a hauling capacity. Properly, if we had a triple axle truck with actually a 4-axle truck and a triple axle trailer, we'd probably be in the 30 to 31 ton range that you could haul legally with it. But we don't. We just have a tandem axle truck.
These are about 25, 26 ton.
I think that'd do
But
it.
you know, you get back to that powder coating, it seems like anything that they want to last long is powder coated anymore nowadays.
Yeah.
So I would, not that I want to spend the extra money, but I would think that there's some advantage to that. I think there's definitely a science to it.
There's a lot of value to it. It's, and we were impressed with their manufacturing facility. I think they could be a parts source for either unit in the end, you know, that they'd be willing to sell us parts on down the line.
Yeah, powder coating's pretty tough stuff.
Yeah.
With it.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Which paint
Okay,
for?
So anyway,
But like you
you'll
said,
have that on the
you ain't gonna
agenda.
paint
I'll
that.
put that on the agenda.
The labor to prep it, what you're gonna pay for.
And you'll still never be stripped, right?
I can't think of a whole lot
Okay. Ready for winter?
coming.
How the trucks coming?
That one is, I think it'll be done this week, except for paint, but I think the hydraulic, you really ought to come and check it out. It's just,
Flat, forgot last week.
yeah,
Flat,
it's
forgot.
it's pretty phenomenal, the technology, especially the hydraulics that they have today, with the wing and the plow, and we're using that Repto, that rear engine power takeoff on this one rather than doing it up front. And that seems to be working out okay. And the lights, the flashing lights and the electronics are just, hope nothing breaks.
Thanks for secondary roads printing some, reprinting some of the blueprints from LRG for some of our prospective buyers, so I appreciate you doing that. Did you get that all done okay?
Yeah, I think,
They're just a mountain of paper that, I don't know how much detail, so Dave kind of went through and decided what would be important and what wouldn't be as far
you'd
as.
really have to sit down and study those prints. There would be some valuable information there, though, if you had a detailed question about lighting
The buyer will
or
get
sewers or something like that.
The buyer will get the originals with everything, but, yeah, they want some information ahead of time. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thanks, Dave.
Sorry I didn't bring that.
That's all right, I'll stop out, I gotta be out that way this afternoon anyway, so I'll stop out.
Okay, take care.
Have a good week,
Thanks,
Dave.
Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, next on our agenda is the North Raccoon River Watershed Management Authority 28D discussion. They had one meeting up in Lake City. Dean and I attended it. They talked about the 28D agreement. They took all the information or suggestions that they heard from that group and incorporated it into the 28D agreement. There's several of these agreements out already in Watershed, so they had a lot of things they could study or go from. They would like us, each entity in the watershed, the counties and the cities, to look it over and pick it apart or comment on it before they come up with the final 28E and let them know if we have any heartburn or anything we need to add to this. And some of the things that I had concern with are okay in here. As far as how the voting occurs, towards the end, explains how they can't vote and cause us to fund it without our approval. And if there's a representative, for example, if we do decide to join this and we have a representative, a supervisor representative on that board, our supervisor representative can't vote to furnish any funding without the approval of this board here.
I read that in there.
And how you get in or out of the agreement takes 90 days to get out. I noted that. So I had some concerns, or I don't know if concerns, but some things I wanted to clarify as I read it. And my concerns are pretty well cleared up.
From what I read of this thing, is pretty well follows the one that we joined down by
Middle Raccoon.
Middle.
You know, a lot of the suggestions that we made and forced the change on the other one or in this one. So, yeah, our contribution to that one is having an effect on this one.
I mean, I didn't have a copy of that one in front of me, but from what I remembered, I think they look a lot alike.
Yeah, they are. Very similar, very similar. They're different, but their pattern's quite a bit similar. And of course, there's a map attached, and the cities in Carroll that would be involved are listed there. And the Lanesboro, Littledale, Ralston, Breda, and Glidden. So it would not involve the city of Carroll or Manning or Katy or anything else. It's not, has no interest in that watershed.
I'm just curious, when they did that Middle Raccoon watershed, did they have, I mean, did all these cities participate in this? Pretty
Most of
much?
them
They did.
Carroll did not. No, I don't recall.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes,
Carroll chose not to.
And some of the soil and water conservation districts did. Neil spent most of the time at that.
They had pretty good participation. No, they didn't have 100%.
I mean, that makes it pretty good. I mean, if that's what your board's made of,
Yeah,
there's a lot of members on that board.
yes, there are. Yeah, because you add in all of the cities in the other,
In this one,
yeah, it'd be huge, I think.
it'd be huge.
Encompasses nearly 100% of Calhoun County. And by geography, looking at the map, they certainly have the most to gain. Like, are they the ones driving this bus?
I think Buena Vista's, I think Buena Vista is gonna be the physical agent, the way it sounds.
They've offered to do that.
Yeah.
So the biggest part of this is if there's dollars available to get the funding, that's, in order to do that, you almost have to be a part of it.
And there is dollars at the present time.
Are they match dollars?
No, I don't think so.
I don't believe they will match that.
No.
Well, Neil, correct me if I'm wrong, but some of these cities in Dallas County would be in both districts.
In the state of Iowa.
Oh, yeah. Sure they do.
I mean, you get down in that southern part or.
I think so. Well, what they basically asked for is any comment on this 2080 before they bring a final one. And my feeling is when they do have a final one, we should run it by the county attorney, obviously.
I remember seeing there was a typo on page 1.
Yeah, I think so too. I saw something there. It was the, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bullet 5, educate residents of the watershed area. Is there one I found?
Well, I've got these These there's some final 2080 agreements they handed out at that meeting. It includes all the parties. So that's what this is what the final one would look like then, is correct?
Part of it.
Who's part of it? Yeah.
You know, my question, do you think maybe we ought to have, if it's, do you think we ought to wait till the final one, or do this one here already with John?
Might be better to have him look at this one as well.
I mean, if they don't
See if
make any
there's
changes, then we
anything
can,
else
then we can do it quicker
Yeah.
instead of waiting
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea, Gene. And John, of course, well, any county attorney would tell you this, that they don't set policy, we do, so he won't recommend any policy changes there, but any other legality things he will check out for us. That's just the nature of what county attorneys do. All right, with that, what we'll do is we'll forward this to our county attorney, tell him that we had no apparent issues with it. We just wanted to run by him for his legal perspective. Does that sound good to the board?
Sounds great.
Okay. Why don't you just email it to him, tell him we looked at it before the, talked about during the meeting,
Okay.
except for that typo that Mark caught or you guys caught, everything's all right at this point. Okay. Winter management updates. We have 3. We have Kevin Baum over in Section 10 of Maple River Township, no changes. Brett Ludwig Farm, Section 11 of Nice Township, no changes. B&B Swine, Section 19 of Glidden Township, no changes. Okay. Gene, would you lead us into the review, please?
Oh, man. I really had a slow week. Tuesday I had CADC, and they was at Manning and just had different businesses through Manning give presentations, what they were doing and what was up in town, and as you know, there's always plenty to report in Manning. So that was on Tuesday, and then I did attend Friday, the 10th anniversary of the Templeton Rye Distilleries, and was quite a presentation. I was surprised they did elaborate a little bit about the future expansion, but not a whole lot. But there is going to be quite an expansion down there, so that will be coming. As you probably see, it was in the register quite a bit. So, this week I have another light week. I was supposed to be going to REG's groundbreaking tomorrow, but I have a funeral, so I canceled out on that. And I think that's the only thing I got right now at this time, this week.
Okay, thanks, Gene. Marty?
Last Wednesday, went into go out to sign checks there. Had a discussion with Clay. We had an employee issue, or a board member issue. Visited with him via phone last week on Wesco. Then on Friday, had the Drain 103, went over with Dave and looked at that and got that taken care of. And then Saturday night was the Templeton Open House, and that's basically all I had. This week, tomorrow morning, I have a solid waste meeting, and then I plan on going to the REG Open House. That's all I have.
Right, thanks, Marty. Monday, I had RSVP and foster grandparent basically just signed checks and went over the bills there. Thursday, there was a showing at Mallard View. We had a realtor and someone with a realtor that went through and looked Mallard View over. Of course, Friday, I attended the funeral for Bill Cron. And other than the REG thing, which I don't think I'll make, I've got a pretty open week as well. Mark?
0. Had absolutely no official meetings at all last week. This week I got ambulance Tuesday night.
Mark, we addressed the overtime, and of course, he's gonna come back with that on new ambulance. Is your board discussing that as well?
I haven't seen an agenda yet.
Okay, because I think that overtime is just a huge issue, I think, so. your board will address it as well. All right, thank you, Mark. Dean?
All I had last week was the recap from the 50th anniversary. I guess, yeah, we're going to have a difficult time getting everything in the time capsule.
Do I get my dollar back?
I don't know what, I don't
Well, there's room-
exactly.
there's room for that.
I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do there. We're gonna have.
There's room for 100
two-
also.
An auxiliary one, or use the, yeah, I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do there. We're gonna find out how much room we've got. And we're gonna try to use the spot, again, reuse that, if we can get it up there. You know, if there's enough room. So we are gonna try to use that again. And then we're gonna put a plaque on the outside to be opened in 2041, in October of 2041.
What time?
Yeah, we didn't want to, we just said
No date, no
October.
time.
No date, no time.
Very good.
We didn't want to nail that one down like we did, like they did for us, but we ignored that anyway, so. What else we talk about?
Money.
We talked about the coins. The coins were probably, I would have to say, a big disappointment. We sold as many as we could. The sale continues with the coins, and so we did drop the price of the coins to $5. The initial cost was $2, so if we can stimulate some sales, I think that's what we'd like to do with lowering the cost. It won't probably get us there as fast, but I think we should be able, hopefully, generate more sales from that. There was some interest actually from the committee members to do that.
Is that something we should promote as gifts for the holidays, maybe?
I think so. I don't know if we're going to spend any money doing that, but I think we're going to, within the courthouse here, and try to get the word out that they are available. I think, do you know the number that we're at? 100 and,
One sold?
yeah.
I was thinking it was closer to 2.
Yeah, it's closer to 2, and the dollar amount brought in right now, I think, is like at $2,200. So,
So we got enough to cover the expense.
not yet.
Mm-mm.
Not yet. Hope to get there. I wouldn't say as hope. Wasn't there one more thing? I didn't bring my notes. No, I think that was probably it. And then on, I attended the funeral for Bill Cron on Saturday. This week, I've got Conservation Board meeting tonight, and you're going to the REG, so, yeah. I think that's it. That's all I have for this week.
Do you have radio on?
I have radio today, yep, yep.
Very good.
So next week will be, is that right?
Yeah, we got it next
Yeah.
week.
Yep,
They
start
would
all over.
normally be my day, but Dean and I traded slots. Okay. Okay.
See you later.
See me, either me or you.
Okay, all right.
I see Al right back there.
And that's REG? Okay.
Renewable Energy Group.
I thought I've heard that on the radio, but I didn't know.
They're evidently going to expand their soy diesel surplus.
Sounds good.
Yeah. They get the,
Yeah, but-
they get the byproduct from the expansion from the
Yeah.
surplus plant.
That's why we put the road in, didn't we?
Part of that RISE project.
Yep.
Okay. Next week on our agenda, of course, we'll have the belly dump quotes, and we'll be canvassing the election.
Yeah, if everybody needs to have
Full day.
plenty of water.
Oh, boy.
Bring your drinking water or something,
Yes.
we'll be reading a lot.
I do believe that, because
And
I
plenty
heard
of ink.
it's a bill day. And I believe Pat Gray will probably have the quotes, because he had called on Friday after, like Friday afternoon, and I'd said, well, I could see, but he didn't, if we could add him to the agenda, but he didn't get back to me, so I'm assuming he was okay with waiting until the 14th, because I told him to call me if he wanted to be here, so. That's all I have.
Some time ago, FEMA published in the paper where they had all these areas that were in floodplains. Has anyone responded to that? There's an appeal period that ends on November 25th. I haven't heard anything of anybody appealing to you.
No, I have not.
I would guess if someone would, they would by now, but they have until the 25th to do that.
I don't know if Carl's heard anything either, because they might have talked to him, but I can
And
certainly ask him.
The state auditors were going to return in November. Have you heard from them yet, Courtney?
I haven't heard from them. I'm guessing they're probably leaving me alone until after the election. I have November 14th written down as kind of a tentative. So,
Okay.
did you want me to get in touch with the high bidder on the farm, or?
Yeah,
I don't
well-
have a number for him, I don't believe, but I probably can come up with one, I would think.
Yeah, if you can't get a contact for him, I can hunt him down for you, I know him.
Okay.
I would say there's probably a good chance they're all gonna be contacting you today.
Well, yeah, I know there was a couple of people that were gonna call me, but he wasn't one of them, so.
Okay, all right. Yeah, if you have any problems, let me know.
Okay. And just the protocol would be to have him come in and sign, and then once he's done that, I'll get you to sign.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Then we'll get him a copy.
Awesome.
Okay. Any other business we need to take care of before today? Any comments from those tenants?
Yeah, just watch a little loose ends. Courtney is wanting to continue to go smooth this week, everything kind of running as the plan.
Absolutely.
And then remind me, I can't remember, when's the new board sworn in?
First meeting in January.
2nd this
January
year.
2nd, okay. And then, I doubt it at this point, but has the board given any thought to possibility if Bill wins, what you're gonna do with the sheriff?
Let's let the public speak at the election and go from there.
Yeah.
That'd be my point.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be premature to do anything at this time.
Alright, and then, this is another thing that's a little ways out, but Christmas falls on a Sunday. Be thinking about meeting that Monday right after Christmas, or are we gonna
I'm sure.
something ahead? And,
Oh,
just
wait a minute, is that our holiday, though? Did you
I
say
think
mon-
it's
the
a-
mon-
I think it's a,
the 26th.
Yeah, the two, they would meet then. If the holiday falls on a Sunday, we observe it the Monday after, so the meeting would be on Tuesday.
27th.
Just out of curiosity, what's the next step where we're at with the jail at this point?
We have a entity that's going to come and do, study our system and make some recommendations, and they're not available till after the first of the year.
Okay.
What's the name of that group, Gene?
Pony.
Pony, yeah.
And we were going to also look at a couple other sites, but we haven't been able to get everybody together.
Yeah,
because
that's what I kinda thought, I was curious.
with everything going on.
Sure. And just so you know, I'll be happy to throw in a little deal about the coins still being available and
Hey,
$5
appreciate that,
and
man.
stuff, so.
We'll
That's all
keep
I got.
answering your questions then.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay. Any other comments? Virginia?
I think that's a good rental price, and I would hope that you would be able to pay the taxes next year and not leave other taxing entities coming up short.
At 2.98%,
What?
that didn't even yield 3% of what that's worth.
DMAC and the schools and extension and
No, I think Mark
township?
is meaning return on the value of the land. If you look at the value of the land and compare it to what we're getting for cash rent, it's under 3% return.
Can't afford to pay the taxes on it at 3%.
And I don't know what you're putting for price of the land, but that's tough to do, Mark. Yeah.
11 grand?
Maybe, probably.
That close to town?
No.
Really? Okay. 3.12% of 10.
Well, then the rest of us shouldn't have to pay taxes either.
All right, yeah, it's, trading money is what it's doing there, I guess. Rather than just get it all, it'd be, have to share it, so. Yeah, I'm not gonna propose to change that at this point. Okay. But I appreciate your comment, Virginia. Any other comments from the public? Okay. Go ahead, Mark.
So moved.
So moved to what?
Adjourn.
Been moved second, adjourn. The motion is not debatable. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.